All right. The next song I got where there was a lawsuit is actually your girl Joan Baez comes up.
I saw this on the list. I was like, what the hell can they possibly steal off of Joan Baez?
This one gets a little complicated, but I think I summarized. I spent more time reading about Joan Baez. All right. So the song "Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You," it's on Led Zeppelin 1. The original pressing of it said words and music traditional, arranged by Jimmy Page. And then eventually the liner notes just said words and music Jimmy Page. But it wasn't a traditional folk song. This one's not entirely Led Zeppelin's fault. Way back in the day, UC Berkeley had like a really late night radio show where you could just kind of come on and you could play like acoustic, like college radio kind of shit.
Cool.
And this lady named Anne Bredon went on and played this song that she wrote called "Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You." And the radio host was like, "Hey, man, I really like that. Can you teach me how to play it?" So she learned how to play it and she wrote all the lyrics down. And then fast forward a little bit, Joan Baez goes on like a college tour. And afterwards, she agrees to go to she goes to like somebody's house just to kind of like play folk music. And this radio host plays the song. And then Joan Baez goes, "Oh, wow, I really like that. Can I play it?" So
She's no good.
Right. So then Joan Baez plays it. It goes on her in concert album. And eventually Joan Baez was like, "Oh, wait, I didn't write this. Somebody should get royalties." So she goes back and contacts the radio host.
Oh, well.
And the radio host is like, "No, I didn't write it. This other woman, Anne Bredon, wrote it." And Joan Baez gives her royalties.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So she did the right thing. Zeppelin heard the Joan Baez song. So initially Joan Baez thought it was a traditional folk song. So then when Zeppelin heard it, they were like, "Oh, we like that traditional folk song. We want to do a version of it." Not knowing that Joan Baez then went back and was like, "Oh, wait, this wasn't a traditional song. Some lady wrote it recently." This woman, Anne Bredon, finally, she said she walked in her kid's room one day and her kid was listening to Zeppelin and was like, "That's my fucking song."
Oh, that's awful.
And she kind of reached out and she got like Zeppelin kind of gave her the cold shoulder, and she wound up pushing them a little bit more. She finally got writing credit and back royalties. And the song now, she got 50% of the royalties off of it, and Page and Plant split the other half. So
hey, look at all this American music getting ripped off.
Right. So not entirely their fault. I don't think they knew this one, but here, let's play a little bit. I'm sorry, man. We're gonna play a little bit of Joan Baez. Here's
all right.
Here's a little bit of "Babe, I'm Gonna Miss You" off of Zeppelin.
Okay.
Baby, I'm gonna leave you. I said, baby.
All right, here's 30 seconds of the Joan Baez version. I'll skip past all this annoying crowd music.
I know. Interesting.
I've been listening to like this playlist like all week. Like that song, I skip it. I can't
skip over it. I
can't do it.
She sounds like she should be like an animated princess, or the way she sings.
Yeah, that's a great right. Like an overdone Disney thing,
princess. Like, oh my god, like Sleeping Beauty or some shit.
Yeah, right.
I don't remember them making that noise, but it's
like waiting for like the like the Tarzan. Yeah, I can't do it, and I listen to all this other stuff all week, and I can't sit through that.
It's cool. Joan Baez gave props to that woman.
Did right and went back and found out who it was and made sure she got her money. So yeah, and I think
Zepp didn't give her any props
until they kind of like originally no, and they kind of had to. Yeah.
Okay. Good for her.